Hi, gorgeous Taurus. I love you guys so much. So much. You guys are my rocks. Special shout out to Tiffany, who has been truly one of my rocks in my life. She is the creator, the person behind Pink LUNE here, and I am wearing her amethyst earrings, which are so beautiful. I love them so much. And this personally made triplicate necklace with amethyst quartz and aquamarine. I love this necklace so much. Yeah, and she is giving you 15% off still. I'm leaving her short store below. Please check her out. But she truly has been one of the people that has been helping me through a kind of intense personal time this summer as I've been pushing myself so hard to work. And I know that Taurus, you guys get this because you guys work hard. You put a lot of pressure on yourselves to do the best all the time, right? And that's where I connect with you guys because I also put a lot of pressure on myself and I've burnt out a couple of times, and my Tauruses have been the people that were there that were there to help me. So let's talk about September and let's talk about what this means for you guys. We're in Virgo season, right? And Virgo season is your fifth house, the heart of creativity. It's a beautiful placement for you guys. It's a really warm time of year for you all. And it's a time when you might be feeling a little bit of that kindling coming back. I know we talked last time about your heart chakra kind of opening up and there being that hope and that renewal coming back for you about what you want. And as I'm looking at these cards right now, though, I'm really interested because I only have 5 pulled out, but they're kind of heavy cards, you guys. And I'm actually surprised because the note that I have for you all is that there are going to be clearer visions of the future coming up. But what's really interesting is that I'm having a lot of cards coming up that are about you incorporating old wounds again, which I find really interesting. We are finishing up a Pluto retrograde. And that's finishing up in Capricorn, your sister sign, your 9th house. So there is a little bit of house cleaning that might need to be done here. And we'll talk about these because I know I don't show the cards. Okay, so I'm looking at these cards. And before we hit Libra, the last third of the month will be in Libra. But before that, you're going to be finding that you are working through some house cleaning. Okay. Let's look at these cards because I'm actually surprised by how heavy the energy is for the first half of the month. The second half of the month is a little bit better. It's a little bit lighter, and we'll be moving forward into those clear visions of the future. But let's start right off with the 7 of Cups that came out. So 7 of Cups for me is that parsing through your dreams and your nightmares. 7s are about the spiritual evolution, getting to the next level in your spiritual evolution, expanding out. But that's often an uncomfortable place. And when I get this card, it's kind of like, it's one of those things where, when you have a dream and it's beautiful and you love the energy, but some of the themes are a little bit disturbing and you're kind of trying to parse out what it's trying to tell you, where it's trying to take you. This card kind of reminds me of that, where it's like, it's so beautiful and you can think of all the beautiful things that can happen in life, but there's also this fear that you're going to open a Pandora's box if you choose the wrong dream, the wrong vision, right? What if you ask for the wrong things? What if you have asked for the wrong things? What if you can't handle the dreams and visions that you have, right? And so there's this kind of intensity right out of the gate here with you guys balancing out your dream and nightmare visions and finding a path forward for that, right? And I don't know, it's just kind of like, I think some of you still have this year, the whole year. I feel like since last summer, a lot of Tauruses have been working through some major life themes. And somehow I'm feeling like this month, it being in your 5th house of heart and creativity is calling on you to close out some old cycles because, we have this Queen of Swords next. And the Queen of Swords is all about direction and focus and vision and cutting out anything that does not serve her. She does not waste her time, right? This is cutting energy. This does not connect with Taurus. Like, for me, this is just, it's not a Taurian energy whatsoever, but it's that thing of like, when something isn't serving you anymore and you have to communicate it and you just have to say it like it is, right? That's this energy. And I think a lot of you are parsing through what it is that you need to express, what it is you need to cut out, what it is you need to shift, what you need to change. And that's hard for you guys because you're so much heart. And you're a fixed sign. Believe me, I get it. Being a Leo, I'm a fixed sign. It is so hard to just cut. You know, we're not made to just cut things, right? And we're not air signs, so we don't have this ability naturally. But there is some kind of calling here for you guys to cut the things that aren't serving you. And this can be small things. It could be a habit. It could be an extra project that you've put on your plate, overworking yourself, thinking you can have every single cup here and realizing that it's actually a nightmare to do every single one of these, right? There's something about simplifying everything out at the beginning of the month. And we are really starting off with that Mercury retrograde that goes direct, I think, on the 6th. And then the post-shadow phase can kind of hang out. And then we do still finishing up the Pluto retrograde for the rest of the month. There is house cleaning going on here with that energy. When you have retrogrades, it means house cleaning. And I think you guys just might be finding that you're feeling the urge. You know, and Virgo too is the sign of putting your house in order, your daily routines and habits, how you account for things. And it's that time of year for everybody, you know, no matter what your house placements are. This time of year with the Virgo energy is about accounting for things. You know, Southern Hemisphere, it's going to be spring. It's kind of spring cleaning time, right? Northern Hemisphere, it's fall. It's time to harvest and get everything put together for winter. And so it tends to have this ability to bring out this desire for clarity and moving forward and cleaning out your closet. And for me, this is about the projects you do. This is about the things you create and how you use your energy. You might be spreading yourself really thin. And the reason I'm saying that too, and why I was so surprised by what cards came out for the initial 5, is the next 3 cards that came out are kind of about the house cleaning as well on the spiritual level. We have another 7 of Swords, the 5 of Cups, and the 10 of Swords. Now, when I get these 3, there's a lot happening here. So we're going to just talk through them one by one because there's a lot happening here. When I said that you guys have some things you need to express and either cut or clarify or clean out, and like I said, this can really come up in any aspect, just depending on what you're going through personally. These 3 cards are those themes, right? These are the things that you're working on incorporating, understanding, and getting through your system. 7 of Swords is that card of, it's called the Thief card a lot of times, but for me, this card is kind of like, who can you really trust, right? Can you trust the stories you tell in your head? Can you trust the people you're working with? Can you trust your own version of events? Like, there's kind of this sense of you guys are worried that you don't see the whole picture, that you don't know what's going on, that you don't know who you really are, that you don't know where you're really putting your next foot, right? And I think this has kind of been a theme for you over this last year. Has just been so tumultuous for you guys. And there's been so many questions, so many new life lessons and skills thrown at you just right and left, right? That it can often leave you feeling a little bit like this guy who, or like you're in this scenario, or like the world works this way, where you're like, are people kind of trying to screw me over behind my back? Am I doing things right? And here's where that incorporation and that sitting still and kind of looking, these 7s are asking you to resolve something inside of yourself that has to do with accountability, has to do with where you really want to put your next step. And like I said, Virgo season is about that, accounting for where you really want to put your energy. And I was just telling Aries this, you know, this is a time to really assess where you're putting your energy going forward from now. And because this is in your 5th house, it's really heart related. So it has a lot to do with what you're creating and who you're working with. And it's also weirdly a time for mourning the losses of anything over this last year. For me, this is for everything over the last year, since last summer 2016 to now. The Five of Cups is about mourning losses, things that cannot be undone, things that will never come back to their full phase again, right? And I think some of you, because you are workhorses and because you're always pushing forward, right? And you're always just doing your thing, you're steady, you're consistent, you get it done. You can sometimes suppress the need for this healing right here. And, you know, I don't always think of the Five of Cups as necessarily super negative. What I do think about it is that it normally just means, especially in this context of this reading, that, you know, you just might have a lot of big themes that have been kind of weighing on you that you need to take some time and look at. You know, it's not fun, it's not easy, it's not part of the party, right? But if you don't look at them, they'll keep weighing you down, and you won't be able to go over this bridge and onto the new horizon in the background of this card, which is always the inherent value of this card, right? If you can let go, if you can process this spilled wine over here, you can move on. You get to go across the river and into new territory. And that's kind of the thing I'm getting here is this month is a transitional month. It's a mutable sign month. We're moving from one season to the next. And there is this tidying up time, sweeping out the cobwebs, getting everything set up. And I just find I'm with the cards that I'm getting here right now, I almost feel like you guys are going to keep hitting this wall until you just spend some time with it. Go out in nature, you know, go sit with some trees or by like a running brook. If you live in a big city, you know, go out to the park, ride your bike, whatever it is, go for a long walk. Because it will help you process this and just get it through your system so you can move forward into the second half of the month. And, you know, this Ten of Swords for me is that wall that you hit if you don't take the time to look at these other two guys right here, right? You'll hit this wall because the Ten of Swords, you know, yeah, sure, this guy's been stabbed in the back 10 times, so it looks terrible, like people are betraying him right and left. But what this card really for me is this is the utter exhaustion card where you have nothing left, right? You're going to hit that wall. And I think for me, this card isn't so much that you are doomed to hit this wall, Taurus. I'm not trying to say this month is going to be this depressing month where you're just going to sit around crying. I don't feel that way at all, actually. I think for me, what I'm saying is like you're parsing through your spiritual process over the last year, and you're taking you're assessing it all, right? You're taking stock of what's gone down. And if you don't allow for that and just breathe through it and let it come through you, you're going to hit this wall. That's all I'm saying. It's not necessarily that you have to or that you will or that you're going to get betrayed. But yeah, I mean, you can't let those little shadows inside of yourself overpower you and take you down. You gotta relax a little bit with yourself and just let them flow through. You know, they're not going to stay forever. They're not going to haunt your dreams forever. But, you know, you've been through a lot, Taurus. You've been through a lot. And in the process of reopening a new chapter in your life and finding your visions for the future, it's kind of inherent that you're going to have this house cleaning time. Now, the second half of the month for me is really where you're setting your intentions for the future. So you've cleared out your cobwebs, you've done all your retrograde work, and then we start getting into Libra season and we're initiating a new era, right? And right out of the gate, it's crazy. We have the Justice card, which is the Libran card, right? So for me, when we hit Libra, and we're shifting out of your 5th house and into your 6th house, which once again, we're getting into the 6th house of cleaning and putting order to things. Justice reminds me of the Queen of Swords. These two ladies, they're like sisters, you know, they hang out, they get each other because the theme keeps coming back that if you have something that you need to express, if you have something that you need to figure out, if you have something you need to cut, if you have something you need to rebalance in your life and express that and be really fair about it, it's going to keep coming back. You know, the Justice card is asking you to find the balance in your life, to find the equilibrium. And, you know, it's funny because Libra is your 6th house. Libra is all about balance and fairness and justice. And 6th house is all about your day-to-day routines and how your habits and how you're taking care of yourself and how you're taking stock of yourself. So it's a really beautiful placement, actually. And I think you're going to find that You're starting to get that equilibrium, and it's allowing you to set your sights on new horizons, because the Two of Wands is all about putting your order into the universe. And this is where I'm getting, okay, the visions of the future, which is the note that I put down for Tauruses for September, visions of the future. I think the turmoil, the intensity of the last year, it's throwing you off your rock, it's throwing you off your center point a little bit, time to time throughout the year. And here we go. Here's where you've made progress, and then you had to slow down and take stock, and you made progress and slow down and take stock. Here's where I see you really looking towards the big picture horizon and having certainty about what this is. If this is a lover or a business or a traveling venture or retirement or a new job or a new city, a new location, new. That's what I'm getting for you guys. It's like you are really setting the stage for something very big and new. And I think if you play your cards right this month, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and you're paying attention, you can really set your sights on the goal and the horizon you want. And there's no reason you can't have it. The world wants you to have this. So this is a great time to set your intentions, get your head in gear for that, because these two guys right here are saying, let's make this vision a reality. Let's set it out there. Let's put our eyes out there and make this happen. And it's funny because what I see is the long game playing out for anything that you really have been wanting. We have these long-range vision energies to finish this reading out. Now, these two are they're kind of warriors. They're very steady and stable and consistent and strong energies. The King of Pentacles is all about a risk assessment and accounts and making wise investments. He doesn't move quickly on things. He doesn't make rash decisions. He really looks at his assets. Time, money, energy, passion, all of it, and figures out where he's going to put those energies, because he wants to play the long game. He doesn't want to just have a fiery, passionate moment and then burn out and have it end, right? He's looking to the big picture. And that's what I'm seeing here with you guys. Like this month, you are going to be finding that you are asking the questions about the big picture. Where do you want to put, set your sights for the next 5, 10, 15 years, however long, whatever you're feeling, even the next year, even the next 3 months. What is that? And how can you invest yourself so that it really plays out? And the Nine of Wands, this makes so much sense to me. Here's this warrior who has been through the mill. He has fought so many battles, and he's made it. He's made it. He's there, and he is holding steady, because he knows there's more than just the battles. And yes, he is weary. He is tired. He does think about all the things that have gone down and how they've affected him, but he has his eye on the horizon. And he's not going to let all of these wands that he's had to fight for back here stop him from continuing his journey forward. Now, the one thing with the Nine of Wands is that it can sometimes you can kind of feel a little bit shaken by everything that's gone down. And once again, because this month is asking you to kind of go really deep with your experiences, and to incorporate old wounds, and to mourn losses, and to let go of old mentalities, and to cut out excess things that are exhausting you, it can make you feel a little bit like, okay, that was hard. I don't want to do any more of this. But look, I just looked at the bottom of my deck, you guys, and I got the Ten of Pentacles. And this is the big picture. This is the family, the foundation, your legacy, what you're doing in the world. This is getting what you want on the large scale, on the long haul, right? And that's where I see like the clear visions of the future are going to serve you so well, because this is you putting your foot on a new path. Especially if you do that inner work, I think you're going to feel a freedom this month like you really are kind of in a new year almost, even though, you know, it's not close to your birthday and it's not close to the winter solstice, or the summer solstice if you're in the southern hemisphere. It's not one of those times of year for you, but it is kind of, it is this special time where, you know, putting your stores away, getting everything assessed is really going to serve you quite well, because I see you guys really having a really forward motion year coming up here, where it is going to feel much more, rather than getting stripped back like you might have been feeling for quite a while now, it's going to be about building forward. And that's why I love that we got these cards that are all about the horizon ahead. You know, they're all about the horizon ahead. And we clear out those cobwebs, we're free to go. We're free to go. Green light. And I see the green light for you once we hit that Libran season. So this is a beautiful reading, you guys. I'm so appreciative of you. Shout out to Tiffany at Pink Loon once again. I love you. And I'm going to leave her Etsy shop and her promo code for the 15% off below. Please check her out. She's amazing. She is amazing. She's so good at what she does. I'm also going to leave my website and email below. It might take a couple weeks for me to get you in for a private reading, so please be patient with me. I'm trying to do self-care for myself as well, and I want to do the best readings I can with you guys, so please be patient with me, but I would love to hear from you. Please email me. Please check out my website, and I'm sending you guys all the best for this amazing September, because I think it's going to be so healing, and I will talk to you guys in October. Sending you all my love. Mwah.